and welcome to News at 10, past 10, where we look at the week's news and see what is going on around the world and the world of news. With me, hi, we're going to be looking at the main headlines from what's gone on this week, and also some other more light-hearted or interesting stuff at the end, and then the breaking news, which is breaking all around me, literally as I speak. There is news breaking, probably. I don't know what it is. Hi Craig, he's in his office not driving. Angela and Alan, welcome as well. Get the regulars in, and we will get on to the main part of the broadcast. Daniel T, hello, welcome. It's a bit nippy, isn't it? Is it me or is it a bit nippy tonight? Ooh. So it gives you a chance to watch the headlines on the actual news, and then you listen to me dissecting the news. Gotta get comfy tonight, I don't know. I don't know what is occurring, but comfort is not one of those things. Okay, so shall we crack on? This week's news. Yeah, indeed, I hope you're all well as can be well. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Why is that news? Why is that not moving? That should be moving. It's not moving. Why is that not moving? Oh, right. Wrong one. There we go. That's wrong one. Oh, we got Sean in. Hello, Sean. Oh, there we go. We're away. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. There you go. Got it moving. Right, shall we crack on with this week's news? That's what we're all here for, isn't it? See what I'm thought about the news that has gone on this week. Oh dear. So, Friday, the 17th. Oh, Prince Andrew. Oh, God, Prince Andrew. Forgot about Prince Andrew. He starts the week and he's here all the way through. Oh, it's so depressing. So depressing. Anyway, Prince Andrew. We love him, we think he's great. He's a war hero. Technically he's a war hero, but, you know. It's all kind of been shoved under the carpet, hasn't it? Prince Andrew releases a statement saying he will no longer use his titles or honours that he has bestowed on him. So he's no longer the Duke of York. So he hasn't got 10,000 men. He's not marched up to the top of the hill, and he's not marched back down again. Should be more to than that. Although again, it's always this proven innocent till proven guilty malarkey, but I don't know. I don't think it's enough. Zelensky is in the White House on Friday last week, asking for Tomahawks missiles, which Trump had promised him. Now, Tomahawks can go thousands more kilometres into Russia's space to hit some of the sites that they use, Russia, to send drones and missiles, etc., into Ukraine. Yeah, it wasn't happening. Trump's changed his mind again. Meanwhile, on Saturday the 18th, the family of the accuser says she's been vindicated by Andrew losing his titles. Well, yeah. And 2 more bodies were returned by Hamas. I'm still waiting for Israel to say at some point, you've not kept to your side of the promise, so we're going to keep bombing you. And now you've got no hostages, we can bomb you even more. That's what I fear is going to happen in the next week or two after this one. Sunday the 19th, Israel strikes Gaza. Oh, there you go then, right quickly. They say it's because Hamas attacked them first. There was a robbery at the Louvre, which is the art gallery museum in Paris. Audacious. The museum art gallery was open. The robbers used a massive ladder, a bit like a fire engine ladder, on the back of a truck that basically reached exactly where it needed to reach. I mean, genius. I.e. a balcony. They climbed up the ladder, smashed through the window of the door of the balcony, went in, nicked some 25 million euros of jewellery, come back out again, back down the ladder, and then off in a car and have not been seen since. I mean, audacious, but yeah, it's good. Will Andy lose his Prince title too? I'm not sure. He might be referred to, though, as Andrew, formerly known as Prince. That's a Prince joke. Anyway, we've sorted it. The Louvre, we'll be looking at that later on. It is sorted. It will never happen again. Meanwhile, on Sunday the 19th, more revelations. Did Prince Andrew ask police or his security, paid for by the tax, to dig up people on his dig up dirt? Sorry, not dig up people. God, that was going to a whole new level. Dig up dirt on his accuser. And also on Sunday, Dickie Bird was buried. I've never heard of a funeral on a Sunday before, but there you go. Monday the 20th, AWS, Amazon, severe outage, putting the interest and sight of many companies at risk. Basically, Amazon AWS, which is advertised all over Formula One and everything, crashed. Surely they'll never sell that stash. It'll have to get melted down. They've already said it's probably already been melted down and the diamonds will have been separated and everything, which means they've lost it forever. They're not going to get it back, unfortunately. King visits Heaton Park Synagogue and then to the GMP and other emergency workers who went to the terrible incident at the synagogue, the Jewish attack last week. Met Police say no future action after the arrest of Mr. Linehan. Then they say they will no longer investigate non-violent hate crimes. Now the police have been told they've got to look at internet and everything, and if someone says something naughty, they've got to go around and arrest them. Well, the Met Police have finally said, no, we're not doing that anymore. Unless there's something that instigates or suggests violence, we will not be pursuing it. Pizza Hut on Monday to close 69 sites after the parent company goes into administration. Reading in the local paper, the Wigan one near the cinema at Robin Park has shut with immediate effect. In the morning, someone posted who said they worked there on the Facebook page of the local newspaper that they'd had a phone call in the morning and then told to lock the doors. There were people who came in as soon as the phone call finished and changed the locks on the doors and everything. So Pizza Hut is no more, although there are some stores still open, but the majority of them have now gone. I never went to Pizza Hut, but you always feel for the people who are losing their jobs. Like we've currently got Claire's at the minute in the galleries. No, the Grand Arcade, third time lucky, which is in the process of having a closing down sale with 40% off at the minute. And basically, every time it goes up by 10%, it means it's closer to closing. I've never been in a Pizza Hut either, to be fair, but it's still a shame for the people who work there. But rumours are that it went cashless a while ago, the whole of Pizza Hut, and then someone even said on the comments, apart from people said the food was terrible, glad they're gone. I mean, don't worry about the people who work there, but Um, but you had to order off the app on your phone, even if you were in the actual restaurant, which makes no sense. And then you couldn't pay, you had to pay online for your food. And you're like, that's just weird. Who does that? So, yeah, it's not a nice thing, but, where was the going cashless part of the problem? I mean, obviously you've got the wages increase, you've got the national insurance increase, you've got the business rates increase. Pizza places have got to cook pizzas. That means they use energy, lots of energy. Energy's gone up. Is it just not viable anymore to have a restaurant like that, particularly if it's suffering with cashless and people not being able to pay with cash? I don't know, but anyway, either way, it is no more. You've never had a McDonald's? God. Wow. Alan's just admitted he's never had a McDonald's. I'm speechless, genuinely. Anyway, I'm over it. Tuesday the 21st. Prince Andrew in the news again, this time for not paying rent. Although, be fair, he did pay £1 million deposit and £7.5 million to repair the mansion he's in a few years ago, which I think would have been more than what the rent would have been. Not that I'm defending him, but I mean, there's probably more important things to get him on rather than that. Boris Johnson, bumbling Boris, says children paid a huge price to protect others. This is regarding the inquiry into the COVID and the handling of it by the government, which was Boris Johnson at the time. Now, personally, and I said at the time, I thought he did initially as good a job as you can do when you had no idea what was going to go on. You didn't know whether it was going to be 10 people dying from it or half the population dying from it. And what do? You have to, try and do the right thing for everyone. And yeah, obviously there were mistakes made, which he admitted to as well. The children from the schools. Now, my grandson is, how old is he now? He's 7 coming on 8. So he was like 3, so it was like nursery and all that kind of thing, and he couldn't do it. So his speech and everything even now isn't great. He's kind of missed out on that interaction when he's very young. And yeah, I see a lot of children, and particularly people who've done exams and things since, who didn't get the full secondary school experience because they were working from home or the school was shut or whatever. And you can see that they've suffered as well. But what else could you do? We didn't know. Now, where I disagree with what Boris did was later on, where he kept saying things like, there's another new massive outbreak, so we're gonna do another lockdown a week next Wednesday. And you're like, no, if it's that massive, do it now. There's a variant that's been discovered in South Africa, so we're going to stop all direct flights from South Africa next Wednesday. And you're like, no, you stop them now, and you stop them in the air and turn them back until we know whether it's good or bad or indifferent. Because it only takes 2 or 3 people to come across with a variant that could have been serious, that would have, could have wiped out hundreds of thousands of people. As it happened, it didn't, but we didn't know that at the time. I used to go to Burger King, but since it went card only, I haven't and won't be back. Have they gone cashless as well? Oh, didn't know that. Former French president is in prison for 5 years for apparently taking around about €400,000 of government taxpayers' money for his own needs. Zikarsky, not Zelensky, that's a different person. We're also been told that facial recognition cameras are going to be used on the high streets. Privacy is going out the window, isn't it? We are turning into China. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think I've got any reason to not think that the police knowing where I am is a bad thing or is detrimental to me. The only problem is, it is invasion of privacy, isn't it? and that is the problem. The Trump-Putin meeting that we've gone on about the week before has been cancelled, it would seem, which is a shame. It was going to be held in a neutral country, but apparently it's not now. October the 22nd, which was a Wednesday, turns out a migrant who was sent back to France, the one it won out, has come back again on another small boat. The government say it's no silver bullet. Well, it's not even a silver bullet, is it? Because let's be honest, if we are sending people back who've come over illegally, but then taking someone to replace them, we're not losing any people from the country. And they're only going back to France, which, as we found out now, probably more than him have come back over again. A 15-year-old boy sentenced to prison for the murder of Harvey Wilgoose at a school. He's got a minimum of 16 years. Now, I don't think that necessarily is a life sentence for a 15-year-old. You go in with a hunting knife, you stab someone multiple times in a school. Life should mean life. I mean, 15, it's not like he was 5 or anything, pretending, playing around. So, no, the family of Harvey seem to think it's, justice has been done. I'm like, I don't think it has. King Charles and Camilla, I will never call her Queen, are in Italy to visit the Pope and the Vatican. Now, King Charles, was in Manchester, as I said a few days ago, and a little Jewish cap on that he had to have when he was in the synagogue. And now he's in the Vatican. I think he's just trying all different religions, find out if he likes one more than the others. Who knew? Starmer says injustice will have nowhere to hide, despite, this is to do with the rape gangs, the inquiry shambles. We've had 4 people who were survivors of the rape gangs who were going to go on the committee and go onto the panel and talk about this. Daniel T. He previously took an axe to school. How many warnings do they need? Exactly. You can't get away from it. 16 years is not long enough. I'm sorry. But the rape inquiry. 4 of the victims who were on the going to be on the committee, looking at the evidence and everything, have resigned because they say they don't think the government taking it seriously enough. 2 people who were going to be the chairman, both of them are the chair. Both of them have said they're not going to do it. The whole thing is shambles. And let's be honest, Keir Starmer doesn't want to do it because, he's going to lose votes, isn't he? Particularly as he's my friend, Sadiq Khan in London. If they go into these rape gangs and it turns out that Pakistani Muslims are the main people behind these things, then it's not going to look good, is it? If you take a spoon out of the drawer, then you know what you're doing. Yeah, when you get to my age, you take a spoon out of the straw and you're like, but when you're 15, yeah, absolutely. I mean, murder like that has got to be punished as an adult crime. No questions. Can't say Jess Phillips. No, I can't either, Alan. She's so patronising. Mind you, the whole of the Labour Party cabinet are patronising at the minute. I have no time for any of them. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, a kindergarten has had a direct hit from a missile from Russia. They fired over 400 drones over 24 hours. Trump has put substantial sanctions targeting 2 main oil companies from Russia. I mean, that's not going to actually do anything, is it? Meanwhile, today, Shoe Zone are to shut over 30 stores. And this is the same week as Pizza Hut just shut down loads and loads of stores, and various other shops are saying that they're going to be closing down stores, and yeah, the whole thing is just going horribly wrong. So that was the news so far this week. Obviously we'll be looking at the breaking news soon, but first let's have a bit more light-hearted stuff, because it's all quite serious, isn't it? Not so much this week though, to be fair. I've been looking for light-hearted stuff, but there hasn't been a lot around, which is quite depressing really, but anyway. In 1969, a woman filed a $100,000 lawsuit against God accusing him of negligence for allowing a lightning bolt to strike her home and burn it to the ground. She won by default when God failed to appear in court. And there's a newspaper of it. A woman secretary has filed a damage suit against God for careless and negligent control of the weather. Attorney Russell Tanzi of Oakland, California, filed the suit on behalf of his legal secretary Betty Penrose, who blamed God for a lightning bolt which struck and destroyed a home in Phoenix, Arizona 9 years ago previous. The summons county clerk issued a summons for God and returned it to Mr. Tansdale for service. Mr. Tanzi said he hopes to win a default judgment when the defendant fails to appear in court. The suit said, plaintiff is informed and believes that the defendant, God, at all times mentioned herein is responsible for the maintenance and operation of the universe, including the weather in and upon the state of Arizona, and that on or about August 17th, 1960, defendant so maintained and controlled the weather in and around upon Phoenix in such careless and negligent manner as to cause lightning to strike the plaintiff's home, setting it on fire and starting a frightening and shocking the plaintiff. Miss Penrose, who now lives in Oakland, further charged that God did this with full knowledge and that the act was committed with malice and ill will. It's genius. Yeah, but God didn't turn up. But who paid for it all? Who did she get the money off? I mean, it's all well winning the lawsuit. You've got, doesn't turn up at court, which it wouldn't do. Although technically it would have done, because it was everywhere, if you believe in him, which I don't. Yeah. This was in the 1960s. I mean, imagine now. Crikey. I nearly said Christ then, but that would be bad. Not wrong, SJ. Man found dead in Valencia apartment 15 years after passing away. A shocking discovery was made in Valencia when the body of an elderly man identified as Antino Famosco was found inside his apartment, where he had reportedly died 15 years earlier without anyone noticing his absence. Authorities entered the apartment in the modest Futensa neighbourhood following a report of a water leak. Inside, police and firefighters discovered the 86-year-old remains in his bedroom, partially mummified by the passage of time, amidst great disorder and the remains of dead birds. Oh, it's horrendous, isn't it? You know, I live on my own and I do worry that if anything happened to me, I wouldn't be found for a while. And horrendously, our late friend may have been undetected for 8 or 9 days, despite me repeatedly inquiring and contacting via phone, etc., for their well-being. No one else seemed to go around or check. It's just awful. I'm not saying it would have changed the outcome, but, you know. But 15 years. Already. Hello, welcome back. In the 1700s, pineapples cost $8,000 in today's money, and people used to rent pineapples to show off to guests. So you'd have a pineapple, and you wouldn't let anyone touch it or anything, but you'd have it, and let people believe you owned it, but you didn't. You just rented it off someone who was the pineapple renter. It was like a very early version of Blockbusters, but exotic fruit type. Donald Trump posts a film of himself as king bombing protesters with brown sludge. I mean, you know, who says that he isn't a balanced individual? How did the neighbours not smell anything? Hiya Tikataka Titan. That's a good question. But I mean, like I say, I had a friend who passed away, you know, within the last 2 months, and wasn't found for a few weeks. It does happen, unfortunately. United Airlines flight UA-1093, a Boeing 737 MAX, registered as N17327, was forced to divert to Salt Lake City Airport after a suspected collision with space debris while en route from Denver to Los Angeles. The incident occurred on October the 18th and reportedly caused a crack in the aircraft's windshield, prompting the crew to declare an emergency. The pilot sustained injuries, though the extent of the injuries have not yet been confirmed. So basically, we now got space debris. I mean, it's bad enough having a bird strike, but you hit space debris, which is basically a satellite or a rocket or something coming out of space while you're in an aeroplane, and we're talking no aeroplane anymore. It was very, very lucky indeed. Two friends from Newcastle and Birmingham met in Spain because flying was cheaper than the train. It's cheaper to fly to Spain than get the train. Two friends, one who lives in Newcastle, one who lives in Birmingham, realised it was cheaper to meet up in Malaga than travel to each other by train. Their UK train tickets were coming in at £100 each, but the return flights to Spain were just £20. It's like, yeah, I'll meet you tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Yeah, Valencia. Yeah, okay. We'll have a coffee at our favourite bar. It's cheaper than going to Manchester on the bus. I mean, what the hell is the world coming to? But funnily enough, we was talking about this today, and basically saying, you know, it's cheaper to go to Europe on a plane than it is to get a train to London. And why wouldn't you? Anyway, you only had one job. This is a tech store and our computer is down. We know, we had one job. Doesn't look like a tech store, to be fair. It looks like a laundry. But anyway, still made me laugh. The clocks go back soon, gaining an extra hour of labour in 2025. It will be like getting a bonus track on a Yoko Ono album. Trains are shocking in the UK, you're right, Tiki, Tiki-taka. I'll put you two together then. I'll call you Titan from now on. So, yeah. But the problem is they went forward, so we lost an hour. So technically we're still getting the same number of hours. But I like the analysis of it's like getting a bonus track on a Yoko Ono album, because Yoko Ono is notoriously really bad at singing. It took humanity approximately 4 times longer to switch from bronze swords to steel swords than it took to switch from steel swords to nuclear bombs, which is terrifying if you think about it. But that's the rate of technology getting better and better. Most adults are lactose intolerant. People who can drink milk as adults actually have a DNA mutation. Around 75% of the world's adults cannot drink a lot of milk, and yet most could as a child. As you can guess from the numbers, being lactose intolerant is normal for an adult. People who drink milk as adults have a DNA mutation. In fact, being able to drink milk as an adult is now referred to as a condition called lactose persistence. What most adults have trouble with is the sugar in the milk, called lactose. When we were children, almost all of us make an enzyme called lactase. Now, I'm lactose sensitive, and I've known this for a long while. And I know I can't drink milk, coffee, I can't have dairy milk or anything like that. Otherwise, I'm on the toilet a lot, get migraines, everything. It's just horrendous. So I'm kind of with this, but the lactose-free stuff is vile. So I just don't drink anything with anything milk or any milk substitutes. This is quite funny. A rich guy, took his kid on holiday over a few years to various exotic places around the world, so obviously lots of money. Photographed his child at various landmarks, and found that on a few of them he was looking down playing on his Game Boy. So then it became a thing where he'd actually get his kid to pose in front of monuments around the world, including their Buckingham Palace, just playing on his Game Boy, which then turned into a DS, and then eventually a tablet. So yeah. Jimmy Carr, when you think about it, a rhino is just a unicorn that didn't moisturise. Horn, unicorn, moisturise, no, skin, no, okay. The National Trust for Historic Preservation warned that President Trump's planned 90,000 square foot ballroom would overwhelm the White House itself, which spans just 55,000 square feet. So basically, Donald Trump at the moment is having the East Wing completely demolished, and he's building a vanity ballroom in there, but he won't be in power when it's finished. So it doesn't make any sense. And you can see from the map there, or the diagram there, that it's going to be a lot bigger. If you can see where the tree is, in the middle of the picture, where it's got like a road going round it, well, that is where the ballroom is going to go. And at the moment, the East Wing finishes just after the tree going to the left, but it's going to continue considerable length away, almost to the road on the other side. And I think this is the main route that when visitors come, they come in and come out of. Anyway, it's been levelled, it's already been crushed, and they're building a new thing. Hopefully, he'll build it quicker than what Wigan's rebuilding Wigan Town Centre, but you know. I'm guessing they're undercover. Not a good effort if they are. He's got another at least 3 years, or maybe 4 years. Yeah. I think it's 4 years in January left. So there's a police van, and it's got the police sign taped up with a bit of gaffer tape on the back, and the guy's written, I'm guessing they're undercover. Not a good effort if they are, because it's still a police car. Yeah, is it 4 years or 5 years they have? I can't remember. And then we've had the sad news today that Dave Ball, who was the pianist on the Soft Cell first few albums, has passed away, aged 66. He's the one who played the keyboards in the background, and Mark Allman did the singing. Remember Tainted Love? We also had Bedsitter, Sex Dwarf, Say Hello, Wave Goodbye, What. I love the tunes. They have some right good tunes. So yeah, sad passing, 66 as well. These days is not an age at all. Urban Blonde, hello. Again, you only had one job. Put the cover back over the manhole. I mean, seriously. Now, my new favourite obsession, which is every time it comes on, Traitors on the BBC. Absolutely love the Traitors. It's amazing. Now, if you haven't seen the Traitors so far this year, the Celebrity Traitors, I urge you to watch it on iPlayer. It's genius. We've got many celebrities on there. Some are traitors, some are not. You got the Faithfuls and all that. And it's fantastic TV show. I even watched the American version of it, which is really cool. It's got Alan Cummings doing Claudia Winkleman's bit on it, which is, that sounds wrong, but I know what I mean. But yeah, it turns out as well, it's always the ones you least expect, hashtag celebrity traitors, and it says 10 celebrities you didn't know were gay, and at number 7 is Alan Carr. Now Alan Carr is in Celebrity Traitors this season, and yeah, someone's typed in, no way, Alan Carr's gay? Really? And I said we'd solve the security issue at the Louvre. We got a new security team in there. We've sent them over from Bolton. It is, of course, Max and Paddy, who were photoshopped into the Louvre gallery. There'll be no robbers getting in and out of there with them two. I like the Traitors. Never seen it before this series, but I'm all in now. Yeah, you've got to watch the old ones as well. They are superb, really good. You know, if you need a fix, the Traitors is just genius TV. The sad thing, it's just on the BBC. The BBC are very good at many things. The news is not one of them. If aliens ever visit, we'll probably make them fill out forms first. That's an accurate description of, yeah, basically what we would do as humanity. Oh yes, I see you've come in here, but actually, you know, you have to. Anyway, that brings us to the breaking news. United Kingdom reported minus 27 points business confidence for the last quarter this year. And yeah, that's minus, the businesses are thinking minus 27. That's not good. Russia on the brink as China halts Kremlin oil imports after Trump sanctions. The autistic volunteer sacked from Waitrose for asking for pay gets a job offer from Asda. This is a young guy who's got autism and he's been volunteering at Waitrose for free for a few years, not a recent thing, and he immediately asked if it was possible he could get paid because he's been there that long, so they sacked him. Now, I have a couple of autistic people who work for me, and they're interesting, it has to be said, but you know, they get things done, they concentrate on stuff, they like what they do. Fair play. So yeah, good on Asda. I don't write Asda very often, but I'll give them top marks for this one. And Waitrose, you. Sorry. Foods that should never go in your air fryer. It could be dangerous. Well, boiled eggs for a start. 3 shops at risk of closing in UK towns ahead of Rachel Reeves' looming budget. Pressure mounts on Prince Andrew as Sarah Ferguson secures a London hall. Heartbroken Strictly stars break silence as Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman quit the show. No! I told you the news today would be terrible. And I'm over it. New King Charles 5p coins enter circulation for the very first time. It's going to be a very limited run. And there is Pizza Hut shut 68 UK restaurants after hiring administrators. They're the only people making money at the moment, I think, administrators. White House to East Wing demolished as Trump moves forward with ballroom construction. Putin calls new US sanctions an unfriendly act, but claims they won't affect Russian economy. West Streeting blast doctors strike as a slap in the face for the NHS. West Streeting, you give in to them as soon as you took power. What did you think they were going to do? They know you're weak. They know you haven't got any balls. They're just going to take the piss out of you forever. Sorry. Yeah. It just makes me angry. Veteran soldier F, not guilty of murders on Bloody Sunday. This is the trial that's been going on for British soldiers who were involved in the beginning of the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and some demonstrators were shot by British troops. Anyway, this gentleman F has been found not guilty of the murders. 3 men have been arrested on suspicion of spying for Russia, so they'll probably be released. Putin says he will never bow to the US, but concedes sanctions may cause some losses. PM personally intervenes to contact grooming gang victims as ex-Labour Minister joins calls for Jess Phillips to resign. The 3 disgraced police officers exposed by BBC Panorama are sacked by the Metropolitan Police. Storm Benjamin, Met Office issues new weather warning. There's a video of wheelie bins in Brighton going down a hill on the sides, like lots and lots of wheelie bins. It's like, who puts wheelie bins out on a hill when there's a storm that's named coming towards you? Celebrity Traitors fans celebrate best episode ever after a huge twist. Yeah, who's going to get kicked out this time? A wild bear invites itself to the zoo to socialise with its peers. So apparently a bear's broke into a zoo in order to meet the other bears and then has escaped again. Yeah. Um, Claudia Winkleman looks unrecognisable without fringe or eyeliner. Well, of course she does. It's a bloody wig. You can see how it staticky and everything. British Legion Club threatened with closure after couple move in next door. You should not be able to move into somewhere and then complain about the noise from your neighbours, and they've been there forever, ever, ever, ever. Right, what are you saying? Traitors nothing for my wallet now. You're well. Just watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind with the hubby. I've seen that. It's one of the few films I've seen. The last 20 minutes are amazing, particularly when you think when it was filmed. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's all a bit weird, if you ask me. What's going on here? Shouldn't there be pictures? Not with breaking news, because I'm good, but I'm not that good. Rude. Rude. The new style. Make it easier for me, I'm that busy. It is amazing how busy the shop is compared to the others. Should move the neighbours out or tell the neighbours to shut up. Yeah, or why did you buy the house when you knew there was a whatever next door? It's doesn't really work, does it? Anyway, keeping it under an hour at the minute. It's just deliberate. Still trying to sort my head out. So keeping these things brief is the way I'm doing it. So I will give a big shout out to the top fans. Number 1 is Alan Barton with 75. Number 2 is Blonde with 75. Number 3 is Scottish Girl with 75. Daniel T comes in at number 4 with 75. Sean comes in at number 5 with 50. Craig gets 50. Tiki Taka Titan 90 gets 50. And War Ready gets 25 in 8th place. So you are the top fans of this broadcast. Are there no cute pictures? No, it's been a really crap week for nice pictures of things. One thing I've noticed that's really doing me nutting at the minute is, particularly on Facebook, all this AI shite that's coming on. A kangaroo looking at a skeleton for Halloween that goes "Burr," and the kangaroo jumps to the moon. Or a bear that does exactly the same thing. Or a child of any denomination under the age of 4 with a cat or a dog nearby that's their pet being attacked by a tiger, a bear, a lion, a crocodile, an alligator, and their creature pet saving them. AI shite, it does my nutting. And people going, oh, what a brave cat, oh, what a brave dog, oh, they were so lucky, oh, do you see how far that kangaroo jumped, oh. Are people so stupid that they believe this shit that's going on at the moment? Oh, it's so annoying. It's getting to the stage now where you can't really believe anything. How is Silence? Silence is my cat. She's around somewhere. She's alright. Don't know where she is, but yeah, she's fine. But why do people fall for it? Stephen Hawking doing something weird at the minute. What, are you going to Jeffrey Epstein's island? Allegedly. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, the whole world is completely screwed at the minute. Anyway, that is it. Thank you very much for joining in, if in fact you did. So a big shout out to Alan Barton, Craig Meadow, Scottish Girl, Angela, Daniel T, Sean J, what else have we had? Craig, I've done Craig. War Ready. Oh yeah, Tika Taka Titan. Urban Blondes. So there you go then. Thank you very well. Thank you very well. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Oh, cashless is definitely the way forward. And one thing I've noticed in the shop over the last few days, if you don't know, I own and run a shop in Wigan Town Centre. So many more people are saying, "Oh yeah, I'm using cash." And I'm like, that's great. I love cash. Not for the reasons most people love cash. It's just that I buy stuff for cash, so I need cash in the shop. It saves me going to the bank. Everything goes through the till. But yeah, I don't want the government to know what I'm doing. And people are getting wise now to the fact that, as I've said before, and I've said to a few people, if your smartphone has got the government ID card on it, imagine what they can snoop on with you. Now, I've said this before, so apologies if you've heard this one or two or three times before, but I had a guy staying with me, had a few mental health issues at the time, and I said, I've got a spare bedroom, you can hang in there, just calm yourselves down or whatever. And he come downstairs one day, and he's just had his boxers on, and he's like that. What's wrong with you? And he said to me, this is getting on for 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. He said to me, he said, do you know anything about ingrowing hair? And I'm like, I am literally, I've got no hair. And I'm like, no, I've got no hair. I don't know about ingrowing hair. And he went, oh, okay, never mind. And that was the conversation. And my phone, like it is now, was off, and it was next to me. This is years ago, this isn't recent. About half an hour later, I picked the phone up, thought I'll go and see what's on YouTube. Went on YouTube, first recommended video, how to deal with ingrowing hair. That was then. Imagine if the government have got their software on your phone. I mean, if you've got the NHS app, they already have. But you've got the software on your phone, their software on your phone. What's to say that the microphone is listening all the time, and there'll be AI looking out for keywords that may send the rozzers round. So if you say something silly like, there's more Keir Starmer nonsense going on, you get a knock on the door from the rozzers. Oh, I believe you've been saying things about Keir Starmer, or whomever is in power. And I think that's wrong. I think they're taking away civil liberties. And then also, if it's cashless, that means that you can only use your phone or card at places that accept cards, which would be pretty much everywhere at the time because it's cashless. But that means if the system went down, you wouldn't be able to draw cash out of a machine because the machines would be gone because you don't need cash anymore. But more importantly, particularly if you're on benefits, the government could say, hang on a minute, why are you shopping at JD Sports to buy, spend £100 on trainers using our money when you could go to Sports Direct? So from now on, your card is blocked from JD Sports throughout the country. You can only buy shoes now from Sports Direct or wherever. Yesterday, a young girl bought a lollipop with a bank card, so server using it, the lolly was only 20p. I bought her two and told her to put her card away and suggested her to use cash instead. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure, Sean. Yeah, I don't use the thing. Cardless is the way forward. I had to read that a few times then, Scottish girl. Angela was like, what? Eh? What? Eh? You said electric cars are good next. But, no. So, let's say we've gone cashless. It's not us, it's our grandkids. 20 years down the line, 100 years down the line, whatever. And there's no cash anywhere. And NatWest buy Tesco. And they say, right, all NatWest customers can only shop at Tesco now. Your cards will not work in any other supermarket other than Tesco. So you're like, alright, it's a bit of a pain in the arse, but there's plenty of Tesco's around, so I'll live with it. But then, because you can't shop anywhere else, and they own Tesco, then they could whack the prices up. which is what we're seeing online with computer gaming at the minute. This is a warning for everyone. Computer gaming is my thing, has been since 1980s. They're trying to force everyone to go digital. The problem with that is, if you own an Xbox, you can only buy digital games off Microsoft. If you own a PlayStation, you can only buy digital games off Sony. If you have a Nintendo, you can only buy digital games off Nintendo, and their prices are stupidly high and remain so. So instead of going into a shop like mine or CEX and picking up a second-hand game for 20, 30, 40 quid, you can only buy it online because your machine doesn't have any way of playing a physical game, and it's 80, 90, 100 quid. You have to pay that if you want to play the game. That's where it's going. All petrol stations are like that now, because I use Asda, I use Tesco, and I use Sainsbury's petrol stations. And if you're using your card, it deducts 100 quid out of your account, or checks it can do, before it'll let you take any petrol. It will get worse. In the name of equality, you won't be allowed to have more than your limit saved in the bank. I never even thought of that. Never even thought of that. You're right. Yeah, you've got 20,000 in the bank. What do you need more money for? We don't need to pay you anymore. Until your bank balance goes down to 10 grand, then we'll start paying you again. Yeah, it's all about control. So we need to get cash back, as in use it more, and we need to make sure we don't lose any more banks off the high street, because that's what the banks are doing. They're all in this as well, and everything. I used SO. Yeah, but do you pump it in and then go and pay, or can you pay at the machine? Because it's when you pay at the machine that it asks you to, it'll take 100 quid or 99 quid or 120 quid or whatever it is out of your account, and then put it straight back again. Because I went to Sainsbury's on Tuesday in Ashton-under-Lyne, because it was 3p cheaper a litre than what it is anywhere in Wigan. And yeah, so if you go inside, it'll just charge you for whatever it is. But it's because, particularly Asda ones, they don't have anyone working there anymore now. It's all done via automation. They don't have the cabins, they don't have little shops anymore, certainly not the one in Wigan anyway. So you could fill your car up with petrol and then just drive off, and there's no one there to stop you. So yeah, maybe that's got something to do with it, I don't know. But either way, we are being controlled and manipulated, and we need to do something to stop it. Wake up, world! Yeah, put a tank in and then pay at the till, get you. Miss Money Bags. Full tank. Anyway, that is it. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, joining in the chat, etc. And what I will do is, I will see you again next time. Be seeing ya. In Canada, you have to pay before you fuel up, and if you use a credit card, they pre-authorise $250. So that's Canadian dollars, so that's about £4.50. So it's not too bad, is it? And if it was Australian dollars, it would be £1.27 for 250 Australia dollars. So yeah, thank you for watching, if indeed you still are. I will be seeing you. I've never had a problem with that, having my car flushed or anything. But until next time, bye.